If you want to see me use the Lancôme Blockbuster Set for 2020 for the first time, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and yes, we're going to play with this palette. I have done the whole unboxing of the Lancôme set. If you want to see that overview of all the products that was in the set, I will put it right there for your convenience. And today we're really going to play with the makeup aspect of what was in the set. I am wearing one of the lipsticks right now, and it is right here. It is 126 Natural Beauty, and it's a cream style lipstick. So that is what I have on right now. And it's quite flattering, and I thought that I would start off with a little color on my face because otherwise it's quite the blank canvas, especially now that summer's over and I have very little color. And just a quick discussion since we are talking about my face. I'm just going to let you know that this is what I have on. So this is a cream quad from Cover FX. These are from the original Cover FX quad, and these two are not part of the quad. They are, I split it in two. It was the contour shade in the Pro Glow from Tarte, so I had to split them into two pans. So I am wearing this concoction here, which is actually a mixture of two colors from the contour quad. I'm using that as my foundation. And then I use this one, I'm not touching this one yet, I'm using this one as my contour for the hollow of my cheek and my forehead and a little bit on the sides of my nose. So that is what I have on, and then also the highlighter just on my cheekbone, just so that I had some sort of color to come on camera, because the lights do tend to wash me right out, and I do like to have a little something. And then in my brows, I'm using, again, because I'm testing it out, the Inked Brow from Urban Decay, and this is in the color Taupe. I'm really liking it so far. It's quite fetching. And I have a couple more things. I am wearing the #1 concealer from the Complexionista from Benefit. And I also have put on the eyeshadow base from NYX. And I got a question just recently about what I think of it. And as you can tell, I am using it a lot. So I have this one and I have a backup, because when I started using it, I used it I think for a week, and it was for some reason on super sale, and I went and got a second one because it is really, really good. And then I set my eye using my Pan That palette. In here there is Wheat and Desert mixed together, and that is what I have on, well, in the crease of my eye and then a little bit on the lower lash line, but that's really just to set that NYX primer. I knew there was going to be a little bit of time between doing that part of my face and coming on and doing the makeup with you, so I wanted to make sure that my NYX eyeshadow base didn't crease on me. When I did put a little bit of highlighter from that cream quad on my brow bone as well. Okay, so now you are all up to speed, and here's what I was thinking of. I'm going to go into this palette. If you have not seen it and you haven't looked at the unboxing video, I'm just going to show you real quick the palette. And I have done swatches. I'll put that swatches video there as well. So let me just give it to you right side up. So that's what the palette looks like. And it has also a little drawer with face palettes in it. And that's what that looks like. So I thought we could do some face products first, and then I could do a look with the eyeshadows. So let's take the brush that came with. And actually, no, this is the brush from last year. The brush from this year is smaller. If you take a look at the unboxing, you'll see all of that stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of bronzer on my cheeks and possibly on my temples. We'll have to see how deep it is on the cheeks. So I'll start with that. So this is the one I'm calling bronzer. It's definitely a light bronzer. It's not great for deeper skin tones, but it would definitely fit for me, and they're very, very powdery powders, I guess. So I'm going to just use that on my cheek. That's looking pretty good. Just trying to pick up the kick up because there was quite a bit. I don't know if you can see the kick up on the pen, but it's substantial. Okay, so I think some on this side too. Just make sure we're even. Again, just picking up the kick up as much as I can. I'm going to go fairly natural because with the bronzer and highlighter, because I don't know which colors I'm going to use yet. I have not formulated any sort of plan for today. Just going to put a little bit of color, as I said I would, on my forehead. I hope I don't make too much of a mess because I'm filming some other videos for this channel. Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. I think it's just enough color, and oh, I'm having some cream-based issues around my nose. I'll fix that later. You know what? I think I took too much time to set my cream, and it just kind of did funny things around my nose. Anyway, okay, so we have a little bit of the bronzer, and I think I'm going to stay pretty neutral here. I'm going to use the pretty basic blush right here. And I don't want to go too much with the color. It's like a peachy gold blush. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my cheek as well, just to give myself a little bit of color. If I'm going to use some colorful eyeshadow, I do prefer not to put too colorful of a set of shadows or blush or bronzer or whatever on my face, because I think it's just too much. And I think that so using this one and the bronzer is enough for today, but I am looking forward to using this very, very bright highlighter blush and this one as well. So it'll be for another day. So given I have talked about the wish to do a colorful eyeshadow look, you know that I'm going to go into the colors. And I have heard from a few of you that these are really interesting colors. And really the jewel tone colors are the ones that I'm most interested in. All of the other ones are pretty basic, and they're really hard to mess up. When you go with neutral colors, you can take any kind of brush, any kind of those neutrals, and just put it on your eye and look great. So I want to do a little bit of the tougher stuff. So I think that I am going to go into, this one here, which is the deeper of the neutrals, to just kind of go into the crease. And then I'm going to go into this area right here. I think we want to do a jewel look with the most potentially intimidating colors. The peacock green, I think, might be intimidating to a few people. So I think that's the one that I should do first. And then for another couple of looks, I think I can go into this more Christmassy red, and then that kind of plummy pinky burgundy color. I think we have our plan, so I'm going to go into this one right here. Okay, and I'm going to use the mirror that is in the palette so I can get a really good feel for what it's going to be like. And I'm going to do one eye completely and then do the other eye off camera so that we save time. So as you can see, a lot of what I did on the eye is going to be covered up, and that's the whole idea, is to do a look as if this palette is the only thing that I had used. I'm going pretty high up onto the brow, and I'm going to take the same fluffy brush just a little bit and go on the lower lash line. I do have as well the Urban Decay Zero pencil, which is a black pencil, on my upper waterline, if you're wondering why my lashes are looking so thick. Well, it's just because I have a black line on my upper waterline. Okay, so we are good with that. Since I don't think I'm going to go that high up with the brown or the black, I'm just going to take this brush, which is a Quo brush called the Definer Shadow Brush. And I'm going to go into the lightest shade here as a brow bone highlight and cover up a little bit of the, oh, these are very powdery, by the way. I think I'm going to keep repeating that. Okay, so just wanted to do a little bit on the brow bone, so this looks good, well, in my opinion anyway. And so we have the base, and I think I'm going to go right into the brown right here. And I'm going to start with a fluffier brush that allows me to go into the crease and also on the outer lid without packing too much on. So we're going to go into that chocolate brown. Just going to start with patting motions first off, and then get more adventurous. Okay, I went a little bit further in than I was expecting, but we are going to go with a deep green afterwards, so I'm not too concerned. So I'm turning my brush sideways when I get into the crease and flat when I'm on the lid. And you know what? I should be using a different brush. I should be using the other side of the brush that comes with the kit. So I'm switching right now, because we want to see how this brush performs as well. So my bad for not starting off with it. That was my intention, but I'm so used to using my brushes that it's easy to forget. Okay. Just going to try to even that out with a very interesting brush choice. And I'm going to go back in with this brush, trying to use just the tip, and do the lower lash line with the same brown. Now this year there was no black liner included with the kit, which there was. The kohl liner was included last year. Okay, I think that looks pretty decent. Going to go in a little bit further in with the crease, just because. Okay, is it enough? I think I want to put more of that dark brown on the outer lid. Sometimes every time we go into the crease to work the crease, sometimes the lid shade starts to dissipate a little bit. The color doesn't stay as well. Okay, so that's looking better. And am I satisfied with the amount? I'm going to go a little bit more in the crease again. Okay, and sideways just to see if I can dissipate it just a little bit. Okay, so I think that that's enough brown for the eye look. And I want to go into this peacock green, and then I will use black a little bit to intensify the outer lid if I need to, but the brown is going higher up than I would want the black to go. So that's fine. I think I'm going to just wipe off the brush and see if I can use the brush for the inner lid. It could turn into a mess. We'll see. Okay, so I used my very fancy color switch to clean off the brown, and I'm going into that peacock green right there. I'm going to be very careful, tap off, and we're going to see if we can do this with the brush without making a mess. That green could get everywhere. It's definitely not as precise of a brush as I would like. Yeah, I'm getting some fallout right there. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I should be able to brush it away. So I'm going to pat more than drag just to see if I can prevent some of the fallout. Okay, and I think I want to use my finger now because it's going to bring out the metallic nature of the eyeshadow. Let's see what it looks like. So that's what it looks like before. And let's make it a bit more metallic. That looks pretty nice. I'm going to go a little bit higher, right into the crease. Okay, that's quite pretty. I'm going to go back into this brush and see if I can get a little bit more of a defined line right in here. And back with my finger, just to stamp it down. Okay, now we are going to add a little bit of black, the Royal We, on the very outer lid and see if we can get a blend with the Peacock shade. So I'm just wiping off the Peacock shade and going into this black in the top corner there. Well, bottom corner for you because I've got the palette upside down. I'm just going to very lightly tap some black on. And that black is going to kind of blend in with the brown that's already there. Okay, it's just adding a little bit of depth. And I think I'm going to wipe off that brush again and attempt to put some of that black on the outer lower lid. So again, that same brush. And the tip on that end is the same as the as last year's brush. So this is last year's brush. So I'm saying the tip is the same as the brush that came with the kit this year. So I don't have a problem using it because it should be the same experience. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And let's see, I've got my usual brush that I use to get rid of fallout, and let's just see how well it does. That was effortless. Okay, that's really, really good. All right, so you see what I did on this side. I'm going to replicate it on the other side, and then we will talk about final touches to finish up the look. So I'll be right back. Okay, both eyes are now done. I believe they're about the same. And now I want to finish up the eye look with the items that I have from Lancome and supplement where there was nothing included in the holiday set. And so I am going to go right off the hop and add the 0 on the upper waterline. So I'm going to just basically reapply because it does transfer and fade over time. And of course, when we're doing eye makeup, our eyes water a little bit, all sorts of things happen, and so it's nice to do a little bit of a touch-up. Although I don't think that I got any eyeshadow in my eyes per se or anything. It's just a little bit of a cleanup to just darken the upper waterline. Okay, this is going to be a little bit weird if you haven't seen the last couple of videos that I've done. I have a little bit of a liner called Hide from KVD Vegan Beauty, and Hide is a liner that just kind of oozes out quickly out of the dispenser, so it's usually a liquid liner. And so I'm going to use a brush and just put this liner on because I think that this kind of coppery brown is going to look really good with the peacock that we have, and there's no, as I said before, a liner that comes with the Lancome kit this year. So I'm going to take the palette for the mirror and let's do the liner, which I think is going to go really well with the brown that we used in the crease. It is getting a little dry, so hopefully it's going to work still. So with a metallic green, I think that a metallic brown and the matte brown, I think that will all work nicely together. And then I can use up that beautiful liner and not have it go to waste. Yeah, that looks good. I have to say, metallic liners, if you can get your hands on decent ones, and with Hide, I know this already, that if you click too often, it takes a while for the product to come up. And so you have to be patient with it, and if you're not, that's when you waste a bunch of product. And I obviously was not, but now that I know that any of the excess can be saved, as long as it's kind of one drop, I can not worry so much about using up all those beautiful metallic colors that I have, because I did pick up, when they were available, the whole set. That is looking quite nice. Okay, I'm really happy with that. I think it looks really nice. And what I want to do now is I want to do the mascara right away, because I have a little bit of that Hide color into my lashes and I don't want it to dry there. And so I'm going to use the two products that I received, mascara products from Lancome that were in the kit. And I'm going to use the Cils Booster, which I don't normally do, but that is the lash primer. And I'm going to use it even though I don't think it does a whole lot for my lashes. It is kind of funny to see white. Oops, I smudged. I will let it dry and it will flake off. Okay, so that's one side. Yeah, and I blink when I'm putting mascara or mascara primer on. We all have our quirks when it comes to how to put mascara on, and I don't have my mouth open usually. Like I said, we're all different. I'm just going to get a little bit more. Okay, so now we've got the primer on and going in with the definicils, which is, it's funny because it's a mascara that I just recently finished. I get to use another one. I do prefer the Drama mascara though, from Lancome out of the two, and I say the Drama because that one often comes in the holiday kits, but if I have my absolute preference, it's the Monsieur Big, and even more so the Monsieur Big Waterproof. If I could only buy one mascara from Lancome, that's the one that I would buy. And I am very curious to try. First off, oop, dang it. I did it twice. Smudged on the inner lid there. I am curious to try the Carbon Black that came out not that long ago, that is blacker than the original Monsieur Big, which it should be if it's called Carbon Black. And then I have also heard from one of you that there is a new Lancome mascara coming out. And that I'm very curious about. Okay, well that was one coat with the primer, and I think it did a pretty good job. Now, just in case there's any white up above, I'm just going to, have you ever done that? Bring your lashes down and back up again. There we go. So that is what I will have done with the Definicils and the Cils Booster XL Primer. And what is missing? I think the only thing missing is I need to wipe off some fallout. And I don't think there's anything else in the Lancome kit that I want to use. So I think I'm going to just use some setting spray and call this look done, because I don't think there's anything else that I need to be wearing today. Do I want something on my lower lash line? What do I want? I think I might try one of the Linda Hallberg pencils. I might put on this one called Calf. It's CAPH, Cap Flash, or Calf Flash, I'm not sure. Let's just give you a swatch of that one. Actually, I'll give you a swatch of each one of the pencils that I've used so far. Okay, here we go. So that is Hide from KVD Vegan Beauty. That's what I have on my upper lash line. Zero from Urban Decay. That's what I have on my upper waterline. And I'm about to apply Calf Flash from Linda Hallberg. I am really loving her pencils. These, Lise Wattier and Urban Decay, all three of them are so creamy. They're fantastic. So I'm going to be using this on the lower waterline and using the mirror from the palette from Lancome as a way to see what the heck I'm doing. Oh, there was a little bit of transfer from the green, the peacock green. That's okay, we can fix that. Not quite as much impact as I thought there would be with this liner. But it does match the KVD Vegan Beauty metallic or lightning liner. Okay, I do like this better. Okay, I had to change my battery, and then afterwards I just did a little cleanup on the inner lid. I had a couple of black flecks, just made sure I had no other fallout on my face, and then I applied the MAC Prep and Prime as, what's it called? Fix Plus. Everybody calls it Fix Plus, so that's what I should be calling it. It's a deluxe sample, or a mini, whichever you want to call it, that I've had for quite a while, and I thought, you know, it's time to use it. And I think that I would just refill this bottle with whatever setting spray, because I think for travel it's just the right size. It's 30 ml, and I think it's twice as much, I think, as the all-nighter setting spray samples from Urban Decay, so I like this size quite a bit. And let's just reapply really quickly the Lancome. What's this one again? It is called it's the 126 Natural Beauty. And there we go. I would say that the look is done. So just to recap really quickly, I only used 2 products. I went very neutral, so this blush and this bronzer on my cheeks. And then in the palette itself, I ended up using this one in my crease. Then I went into the brown and then into the green. And I used the black to intensify the outer lid, and then also as liner on the lower lid. And then you saw the liners that I used as well, and then topped it off with the Cils Booster XL and then the definicils on my lashes. For anything else that is on my face, I did mention everything else that I had on at the beginning of the video, but you can always find everything in the description box. And if for some reason it doesn't fit in the description box, you can see a link to how I created this look. Of course, today I did it right here, but you can see a link to how I created this look for other videos, and then it will take you to the video that has the description. So you can always find a way to know what I've done on my face somewhere in the description box. Maybe that's more information than you wanted, but you have it now anyway. So that is my first impressions of the Lancôme Holiday Blockbuster palette, both the eye and face palette in one. And I think this is a nice look. I think it looks, it's got some glam, it's got some festive aspect to it. I think that it's quite fetching and would probably fit or suit most skin colors and eye colors because it's on the inner to 2/3 of the lid, and then a deep brown or black on the outer lid. You can pretty much wear whatever color you want when you do that, so it should suit most of us. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you as far as this look, and let me just show you that face palette again, because I want you to tell me which one would you like to see me use next. I'm guessing we could possibly use these two at the same time. That might be a stretch, but let me know the Cils blush or this crazy peachy gold highlighter. And also for an eye look, if I don't hear from anybody, I'm probably going to go for this red next. But let me know if you have a preference between this red and that kind of a mauve fuchsia down here. So that might be quite nice. And if you want me to do a gold neutral look, I can do that as well. So I'm going to go by frequency of mention as far as what it is that I do next for a look. I do want to do a whole lookbook for this palette. So if you don't see the look that you want up next, I'm planning on doing at least a couple more beyond that. So somewhere between 4 and 6 looks total with this holiday palette. So far, the only thing that I have to say, I think the color intensity is pretty good. They are very powdery. Both the face product and the eyeshadows are quite powdery. And so if that's something that annoys you, it's something to know. They're not pressed very hard in the pan. But apart from that, they wipe off quite easily if there's kick up and fallout on my face. It was very, very easy to get rid of. And so far, I like it. I will let you know in the next video with the next look if the wearing power was good or not. But I won't know that until the end of the day. So, okay, I've talked enough. You've seen enough. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.